Hi, I'm Matt Thomas. I'm here with Brian Dewald. Brian is with Maverick Lending Solutions. And as you probably know, Brian and I work together as a realtor and lending partner. And we wanted to touch base about a product that I think is really going to be fantastic for clients. Brian, it sounds like it's already working out for you and folks you've worked with. You're calling it the Maverick Lending Solutions Cash Advantage. It's got three different components to it. Brian, you want to tell us about the first one? The save a deal component, if you will.
Yeah. So these are kind of neat. There's this doesn't come up a ton, but in the event that somebody's under contract to buy a new house, let's just say that we've got a family that's contingent to sell their home before they can close on the new one. And in the event that the buyer backs out, whether they couldn't get financed or whatever the case may be, or if somebody's working with another lender and they can't get the deal done, I'd be happy to take a look at that. It's really, we're saving the deal. So, in the first scenario where, somebody's got a house to sell and the buyer flakes or can't qualify or whatever the case, we can come in and help them still buy their next house. And then, of course, if they, need the deal saved because somebody else didn't do a good job of putting the loan together, we can always look at that scenario as well.
Okay, well, that's always useful. You never know when you're going to find yourself in that situation. So if you're watching this and you find yourself in that situation, please do reach out. I know that the second one is a pretty cool one as well. It's buyers have the ability to go all cash when purchasing.
Yeah.
That would really make them competitive in this market for sure.
So, getting back to kind of the root of the name of my company, right? Maverick Lending Solutions. I'm always trying to be forward thinking to figure out some, ideas to help folks. And I think we're going to start seeing this more and more, right? Here we are, end of March, 2024. We're seeing more and more competition out there and, trying to find a good problem to solve. I think we found that. So we can take anybody that's a non-contingent buyer, write them up as full cash. We close with cash. We put the house in their names. We do a quick refinance on it as soon as we close on the new house. It's really a slick product.
Yeah, I can tell you as a listing agent, if somebody comes to me with an all cash product, they're going to go right to the top of consideration. Obviously, the rest of their terms have to be great. There's no question in my mind that would make buyers way more competitive in today's market for sure.
Agree.
That's awesome. What are the stipulations for how to qualify on that?
So when we go through, whether it's, on a contingency piece or a non-contingent piece, we'll get to that third phase momentarily. But, we do a full top to bottom approval like we normally would. When folks are out looking to write an offer on a house, we take it a few steps further in these scenarios to make sure that they, understand how the program works, that we're going to be able to get to the finish line on the new loan, right? So we front everything up with all cash. It's a short-term loan. We just turn around and refinance it. We want to make sure that, they're going to be happy at the end of the deal and we get the return of our cash back. So that'll be helpful as well. But yeah, it's just kind of a normal process for getting the, a regular documented, underwritten pre-approval done.
Well, that sounds slick. That makes it easy. And Brian, I think the third part is the one that you said you were most excited about. That's a situation where you can buy before you sell. And that would really make things easy for folks.
Oh my gosh. It is. This program is going to be killer. And not to necessarily piggyback off what others have done, but as these other programs out there, whether it's a bridge loan or, these other cash programs or whatever, there's been enough, kind of behind the scenes info out there for us to look at it and realize what could be improved upon, right? Like what can we do better than these other guys, which I think we found a lot of that. So think of this as the ultimate bridge loan. A lot of folks have heard that phrase. I get a call once a week about needing a bridge loan. And this takes all of that out of the equation. So, we look at the departing house, we look at the their new house, we look at their loan approval, we look at the grand poobah in terms of approval, and then put all of that together so that we can write an all cash offer for their next home. You work with them obviously to help get their current residence sold. There's some timing things that we look at. There's some value numbers that we look at, but ultimately, we pay cash for a new home, have them sell their old home. And then once all of that dust settles, we put regular financing or a mortgage on the brand new house after it's all done.
Yeah, that sounds super killer. And that's great. I mean, there are different products out there that people offer, different companies, things you might hear on the radio, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But man, I mean, obviously with all these three products, it sounds like, it's really one-stop shopping with you. And that just, that gives you an advantage. It gives me an advantage when working with these folks. And certainly the most important thing is the advantage that you have as the consumer when shopping for, a home that's, again, it's springtime, it's competitive.
Yep.
And if you want to put yourself in the best position to win, this is a great start and really a huge advantage for sure.
Agree. I think it'll be the only other last kind of piece I wanted to add is that, a lot of times I've heard from folks, there's some frustration in just the process. And I wanted to just mention that between myself and my team, like we're often in charge and help to push this through. So, the big difference there is that you're not dealing with somebody who's just an internet, junkie on the keyboard and typing and trying to help you figure out your next home purchase. So, the fact that we've got some great professionals on their team, on our clients' team is really proved to be.
There's no substitute for, local lenders. So
Right.
as a local lender, for you to be able to have a product that, competes with anything that you can find online or from a big national company,
Yeah.
I mean, again, there's yet another advantage. I mean, I would much rather work with you. That would prove out, of course.
Yep.
That's tremendous. Well, and a great point to make. Awesome, Brian. I'm excited for our clients and for consumers to be able to use these products and put them at the front of the line when it comes to home buying.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Thanks for sharing. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.